Let's say you want to look something up, something you don't want anyone else to know about. So you click those three little dots, open a new dark-themed window, and a tiny detective in a trench coat and fedora appears on your screen. Incognito mode. You take a breath. You are now a digital ghost, right? Invisible to the world, untraceable. Well, not exactly. Welcome to Simple Things Surprising Histories. Today, we are taking off the trench coat and looking at the truth behind Incognito Mode. Are you actually invisible, or are you just closing your eyes and hoping nobody can see you? Let's find out. To understand what Incognito Mode actually is, we have to look at why it was created in the first place. And surprisingly, it wasn't built for hackers, whistleblowers, or watching things late at night. The concept of private browsing first appeared way back in May 2005, built into Apple's Safari browser. A few years later, in 2008, Google Chrome introduced their own version, giving it the mysterious name Incognito. But the original software engineers didn't design it to hide your identity from the internet. They designed it to hide your activity from your family. Imagine it's 2008. You share a desktop computer in the living room. You want to buy your partner a surprise birthday gift. Without private browsing, they would sit down later, type the letter A into the search bar, and immediately see Amazon buy silver necklace pop up in the history. Incognito mode was created simply to stop the browser from remembering your history on that specific machine. It was a handy tool for shared computers, not a digital invisibility cloak. So, what exactly happens when you go incognito? Think of your computer as a notebook. Normally, every time you visit a website, your browser writes down the date, the time, and what you looked at. It also saves cookies, little digital name tags that keep you logged into your accounts and track your preferences. When you open an incognito window, your browser still writes all of this down, but on a temporary whiteboard. The moment you close that dark window, the browser wipes the whiteboard clean. Poof, gone. If someone borrows your laptop 5 minutes later, they will have absolutely no idea what you were looking at. In that sense, it works perfectly. But here is where the grand illusion breaks. Incognito mode only protects your privacy on that specific device. Once your internet traffic leaves your computer and travels out into the wider world, the trench coat comes off. So, if incognito mode doesn't make you invisible to the internet, who can still see you? The answer is pretty much everyone else. First, there's your internet service provider, the company you pay for your Wi-Fi. They can see every website address you request, regardless of what mode your browser is in. Second, if you are at work or school, the Wi-Fi administrator or your IT department can see exactly what you're doing. To them, your incognito mode means absolutely nothing. And finally, the websites you visit still know you are there. They log your IP address, your device type, and your location. In fact, you might not know this, but in 2024, Google agreed to settle a $5 billion class action lawsuit. Why? Because millions of users realized that Google's own tracking tools, like Google Analytics, were still collecting their data even when they were browsing in Chrome's incognito mode. The very company that gave us the little trench coat detective had to admit that the disguise wasn't fooling their own cameras. So, what's the final verdict? Using incognito mode is like closing the blinds in your bedroom. It stops the people inside your house from knowing what you're doing, but it doesn't stop the postman from knowing your address, and it doesn't hide your house from an airplane. If you want true anonymity online, you need tools like a VPN to scramble your location, or the Tor network to bounce your signal around the globe. But for buying a surprise gift on a shared computer, the little detective still does his job perfectly. Thanks for watching Simple Things Surprising Histories. If you learned something new today, hit that like button, share this video with a friend who still thinks they're a digital ghost, and subscribe to the channel for more surprising truths behind the everyday things around us. Stay curious, and we'll see you in the next one.